Love is often expressed in ways words cannot fully capture. And sometimes the most genuine feelings are hidden behind subtle gestures, nervous glances, or small acts of care. When a man truly cares about someone, he may not immediately say, "I love you," or boldly declare his feelings. Instead, his nervousness, his hesitation, and even the way he behaves in your presence can speak louder than any words ever could. Understanding these signs can reveal a depth of emotion that might otherwise go unnoticed. Many times, men feel vulnerable when expressing their emotions. Fear of rejection, fear of saying the wrong thing, or even fear of misinterpreting the situation can hold them back. This is not a lack of affection. It is proof that their feelings are real. Genuine love often comes with anxiety, and the nervous behaviors that accompany it are subtle clues waiting to be recognized. From fleeting glances to changes in voice, from fidgeting to overthinking every word they speak, these signs are all ways a man's emotions manifest physically and mentally. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to overlook these small gestures or dismiss them as simple awkwardness. However, if you pay attention closely, you'll notice patterns in his behavior that consistently point to authentic feelings. The way he interacts with you, even in ordinary conversations, can reveal a lot about his intentions. Whether it's the nervous laughter at your jokes, the blush that spreads across his cheeks when you compliment him, or the careful thought he puts into every word, these moments all carry the same message. His feelings are real, and is nervous because they matter deeply. Recognizing these signs is important not just for understanding him, but also for appreciating the courage it takes to feel so strongly. Men who are emotionally invested often experience an internal struggle. They want to express themselves fully but worry about the consequences. This nervousness is a direct reflection of their sincerity. Unlike casual interactions or fleeting attractions, the behaviors you'll notice in a genuinely nervous man are consistent, intentional, and meaningful. Throughout this video, we'll explore 15 powerful signs that reveal when a man's nervousness is rooted in real feelings. From the way he avoids eye contact while secretly sneaking glances, to subtle acts of care that go unnoticed by others, each sign offers insight into his emotional world. By understanding these behaviors, you can identify the signs of genuine affection and emotional investment. Whether you've been wondering about someone special or simply want to understand the deeper language of love, these insights will guide you in recognizing when a man's nervousness is truly a reflection of heartfelt emotions. Get ready to uncover the subtle, yet unmistakable ways love expresses itself through nervousness, and discover how to see beyond words into the heart of someone who cares more than they let on. 1. He avoids eye contact but keeps glancing at you. When a man's feelings for someone are genuine, his eyes often betray him before he can express anything with words. Avoiding direct eye contact is a classic sign of nervousness. He may feel vulnerable exposing his emotions, fearing that looking straight into your eyes might reveal the depth of his feelings. At the same time, he can't resist sneaking glances at you. His eyes often wander back to you, catching small details, how you laugh, how you move, or even the expressions on your face. This subtle behavior shows that even though he is nervous, he is deeply engaged and emotionally invested in you. You might notice him quickly looking away when you catch his gaze, but if you pay close attention, you'll see those fleeting moments when his eyes return to you. It's like a magnetic pull. He wants to connect, but fear of rejection or embarrassment holds him back. Sometimes, he may even look at your hands, smile at your gestures, or observe your expressions, all while pretending to be casually looking elsewhere. This mixed behavior of avoidance and attention is a strong indicator that his nervousness is rooted in real, authentic feelings. Another layer of this sign is his body language accompanying these glances. His posture may be slightly tense, shoulders tight, or hands subtly fidgeting, but his gaze consistently finds its way back to you. The combination of avoidance and repeated glances is like a dance between his desire to connect and his fear of vulnerability. Understanding this subtlety can help you recognize that his nervousness is not disinterest. It's the physical manifestation of genuine affection and emotional involvement. 2. He stammers or trips over his words around you. Nervousness often shows itself through speech. When a man has strong feelings, he may struggle to articulate simple sentences. He stammers, repeats words, or pauses awkwardly mid-sentence. It's not because he lacks intelligence or communication skills, but because his mind is overwhelmed with emotions. He wants to say the right thing, impress you, and convey his feelings perfectly. And this pressure causes his speech to falter. You might notice him hesitating before answering questions or laughing nervously when he realizes he said something wrong. This is a sign of vulnerability. He cares deeply about your perception of him. His nervous speech reflects the weight of his emotions. He fears that a single wrong word might ruin his chances. Often, these verbal stumbles are paired with other subtle gestures like clearing his throat, touching his face, or fidgeting with his hands. These are all indicators of his heightened emotional state. What's important to understand is that this stammering is not a sign of weakness. It's a reflection of authenticity. He is genuinely affected by your presence, and his nervousness stems from the importance he places on your opinion. Men who are not invested emotionally rarely exhibit this behavior. Observing this can help you differentiate between casual acquaintances and someone whose feelings are deep and real. 3. He fidgets with his hands or objects when talking to you. Fidgeting is a physical manifestation of nervous energy. When a man has real feelings, he often struggles to remain calm in your presence. He might play with a pen, tap his fingers, adjust his clothing, or fiddle with objects around him. These small, seemingly insignificant actions are his body's way of releasing the tension created by his emotions. Fidgeting is often paired with avoidance behaviors, like shifting his gaze or rocking slightly on his feet. It's a subconscious effort to cope with the internal nervousness that comes from being around someone he deeply cares about. He may not even realize he's doing it. His body reacts instinctively to his emotions. This nervous energy signals that his mind is preoccupied with you, that is invested in the interaction, and that he desperately wants to make a good impression. Sometimes, fidgeting is also a form of self-comfort. When feelings are strong, the heart races and palms sweat, and small repetitive movements help him feel grounded. Observing these actions in combination with attentive listening, glances, and careful speech can reveal that his nervousness is directly tied to his genuine feelings. Unlike casual nervousness, which might happen occasionally, this pattern appears consistently when he's around you. Recognizing these signs can give you insight into the depth of his affection, even if he hasn't openly expressed it yet. 4. He laughs nervously at even the smallest things you say. When a man has real feelings for someone, his emotions are heightened around them, and even ordinary interactions can feel significant. One of the clearest signs of nervousness tied to genuine affection is nervous laughter. He may chuckle at small jokes, harmless comments, or even when there's nothing particularly funny at all. This laughter is not about humor. It's a coping mechanism, a way to manage the anxiety that comes from being around someone he deeply cares about. Nervous laughter serves multiple purposes. First, it breaks tension. He wants to appear relaxed and confident in your presence, but his emotions are overwhelming, so laughter becomes a tool to disguise his nervousness. Second, it's a subtle way to show attention. By reacting, even if excessively awkwardly, he signals that your words affect him, that is listening intently, and that he values what you're saying. Third, it can be an unconscious bid for connection. Laughter often creates a shared moment, a way for him to bond with you without directly expressing his feelings. You may notice that his laughter comes at moments when others might remain quiet. Perhaps you mention something trivial, and he bursts out giggling, while others nearby remain neutral. This contrast often highlights that his reaction is rooted in emotions rather than social cues. Sometimes, his laughter may be paired with fidgeting, glances, or a brief blush, all reinforcing that he's nervous because his feelings are real. Another layer to understand is that nervous laughter can be inconsistent. He might laugh a lot in one conversation and then appear quieter in another. This is because his emotional state fluctuates based on context, perceived judgment, or his fear of overstepping boundaries. Recognizing this pattern helps distinguish between someone who is simply jovial and someone whose nervous laughter is a direct reflection of sincere affection. Ultimately, if a man consistently laughs nervously around you, it's a strong indicator that his feelings are genuine. It shows that he cares about your perception, values your presence, and is emotionally invested, even if he hasn't yet found the words to express it openly. 5. He gets easily embarrassed in your presence. Embarrassment is a natural reaction when someone feels vulnerable, and a man with real feelings often experiences it more intensely around the person he likes. Simple situations, tripping slightly, spilling a drink, saying the wrong word, can feel magnified because he cares about the impression he makes on you. His emotional investment turns ordinary moments into high-stakes interactions in his mind. You may notice that he blushes, fidgets, or laughs awkwardly when minor mishaps happen. He might apologize excessively or try to cover up his mistake quickly. This behavior is not a sign of immaturity. Rather, it reflects the depth of his emotions. Being around someone he loves creates a heightened sense of self-awareness, and even small errors feel like they could affect your opinion of him. Embarrassment also manifests in subtle ways. He may avoid certain topics, hesitate before speaking, or second-guess what he says. His body language often shifts. Hand may cover his face briefly. He might cross his arms, or step back slightly. These small gestures reveal internal tension caused by the desire to appear composed and attractive in your eyes. Interestingly, embarrassment in this context is often paired with attentiveness. He notices your reactions, seeks your approval, and is acutely aware of how his actions are interpreted. This combination of nervousness and awareness signals that his feelings are real. Unlike casual embarrassment, which happens occasionally in social situations, this heightened state occurs consistently around someone he truly cares about. Recognizing these signs allows you to see beyond surface behavior. His blush, awkward laugh, or quick apology isn't about insecurity. It's a window into his genuine emotional state. His navigating vulnerability, desire, and fear all at once. And his embarrassment is a clear, unspoken testament to the authenticity of his feelings. 6. He seems overly thoughtful about what he says to you. Men who are genuinely interested in someone tend to be extra careful with their words. He wants every sentence, joke, or compliment to come across correctly because he values your opinion and fears saying something that could backfire. This overthinking is a hallmark of nervousness tied to real feelings. He may pause before answering, consider multiple ways to phrase something, or even rehearse sentences silently before speaking. This thoughtfulness is often accompanied by subtle tension in his voice or body language. He might tilt his head, adjust his posture, or choose words slowly, signaling that he is fully engaged in the interaction. Unlike casual conversations, where speech flows naturally, his words carry weight because he's navigating both emotional vulnerability and a desire to impress. Overthinking also reveals itself in his reactions to your responses. He pays attention to your tone, facial expressions, and body language, constantly gauging whether he's communicating effectively. If he senses a misunderstanding, he may clarify or rephrase carefully, showing that he's emotionally invested and wants to maintain harmony. Importantly, this behavior is different from someone who is merely cautious or reserved. The intensity and consistency of his thoughtfulness, especially when paired with other signs of nervousness like fidgeting or blushing, indicate that his feelings are real. His careful word choice isn't manipulation. It's a manifestation of his respect, admiration, and affection. In essence, when a man overthinks his words around you, it reflects the complexity of his emotions. He is not only processing what he wants to express, but also how his feelings might be received. This nervous precision is a clear indicator that is deeply affected by your presence and genuinely invested in the connection he shares with you. 7. His voice changes tone when he talks to you. When a man has real feelings for someone, his voice often betrays his emotions, even if he tries to hide them. One common sign is a noticeable change in tone when he speaks to you. He may speak softer, higher, or lower than usual, depending on his nervousness and emotional state. This is his body's natural response to heightened emotions, reflecting both excitement and anxiety. A man's voice carries subtle cues that reveal what he truly feels. For instance, he might unintentionally speed up when nervous, or pause more frequently as he chooses words carefully to avoid saying the wrong thing. These shifts are usually unconscious, yet they indicate that his feelings are real and that is emotionally invested. You may notice a slight tremor or warmer, gentler tone when he addresses you, which contrasts with the way he speaks to others. The change in voice can also reflect his desire to be perceived positively. He may emphasize words, soften jokes, or modulate pitch to sound more appealing or charming. This isn't manipulation. It's a sign that he cares deeply about how you perceive him. Often, this vocal nervousness is paired with other signs such as blushing, fidgeting, or prolonged eye contact, reinforcing that his emotional state is influenced by genuine affection. Paying attention to these subtle auditory cues can reveal his hidden emotions. Unlike casual nervousness around strangers or acquaintances, these vocal changes consistently appear around the person he loves. The shifts may be minor, almost imperceptible, but they form a pattern that signals emotional vulnerability, excitement, and authenticity. Recognizing this sign allows you to see the depth of his feelings, even when words are carefully chosen or limited. 8. He acts more attentive than usual around you. A man who is genuinely interested in someone often displays heightened attentiveness. He listens more intently, remembers small details, and notices things that others might overlook. This behavior stems from emotional investment and nervousness, as he wants to make a good impression and show that he values your words and actions. You may notice him remembering details you casually mention, a favorite snack, a story from your childhood, or even small preferences. His attentiveness isn't performative. It's a subconscious way to demonstrate care. He reacts to your moods, picks up on subtle cues, and sometimes overcompensates to ensure he's meeting your expectations. This heightened awareness can make him seem more focused or present than usual, especially compared to how he interacts with others. This attentiveness is often paired with subtle nervous gestures. For example, he may lean in slightly, nod more frequently, or maintain engaged eye contact. Even if he appears quiet, his body language signals that he's fully invested in the conversation. It's a sign of genuine feelings because someone who isn't emotionally involved rarely exhibits such consistent, conscious observation and responsiveness. Additionally, this behavior demonstrates vulnerability. By being more attentive, he is opening himself to emotional engagement and showing that he wants to connect meaningfully. It's an indirect way of expressing affection, especially when he feels nervous about directly communicating his feelings. Recognizing these signs allows you to see his emotional depth and the seriousness of his intentions. 9. He blushes or gets flustered without warning. Blushing is one of the most universal indicators of nervousness mixed with genuine feelings. When a man likes someone deeply, the mere presence of that person can trigger involuntary physiological responses. His cheeks may redden, his ears may flush, or he may become visibly flustered. This reaction happens because his body is processing strong emotions, excitement, and anxiety simultaneously. Flustering can occur during seemingly simple interactions, when you compliment him, when he accidentally touches your hand, or even when you laugh at something he says. He may try to hide it, look away, or mask it with a nervous laugh, but the blush reveals his true feelings. This involuntary reaction is difficult to control, making it a genuine sign of emotional investment. Blushing is often accompanied by other nervous behaviors like fidgeting, stammering, or avoiding prolonged eye contact. Together, these signs paint a clear picture. His feelings are real, and he is emotionally affected by your presence. Unlike casual nervousness around strangers, this flustered state is consistent around someone he cares about deeply. Understanding this sign is important because it's nonverbal and difficult to fake. It's a physical manifestation of vulnerability and emotional authenticity. Recognizing the moments when he blushes or gets flustered allows you to see beyond his words and perceive the true depth of his feelings. 10. He finds excuses to be near you constantly. One of the most obvious yet subtle signs of nervousness linked to genuine affection is proximity. A man who likes someone will naturally seek opportunities to be close to them, even under casual circumstances. He may linger in shared spaces, join conversations he otherwise wouldn't, or position himself where he can be near you without drawing attention. These actions are driven by both desire and nervousness. Being near you excites him, but it also heightens his anxiety, making him appear fidgety or overly attentive. He may initiate small interactions, asking questions, offering help, or finding reasons to walk by your side. These seemingly simple acts indicate emotional investment and a longing to connect. Proximity seeking also reflects comfort and courage. Even though he's nervous, he overcomes fear of rejection to maintain closeness. It's a way of silently communicating his feelings without verbalizing them. Combined with eye contact, attentive listening, and nervous gestures, his constant presence signals authentic affection. Recognizing this behavior helps distinguish someone who genuinely cares from casual acquaintances. A man who consistently finds ways to be near you is emotionally invested, and his nervousness further confirms the authenticity of his feelings. 11. He mirrors your actions subtly without realizing. When a man genuinely cares, he often subconsciously mirrors your actions, gestures, or speech patterns. This behavior, known as mirroring, is a sign of emotional connection and nervous investment. He may cross his arms when you do, mimic your posture, or even match your tone and pace of speaking without being aware of it. These subtle actions indicate that he is tuned into you, and his nervousness amplifies this behavior because he wants to feel closer and more in sync. Mirroring is rooted in empathy and the desire to create rapport. His body instinctively aligns with yours as a way of fostering connection. The nervous energy surrounding his emotions can make this behavior more pronounced. For instance, if you lean in to emphasize a point, he might mirror the motion slightly, showing that he is engaged and responsive. It's an unspoken form of communication that signals interest without the need for words. You may notice that he mirrors more when he feels self-conscious or anxious around you. His nervousness often triggers subtle gestures, like matching your smile, nodding when you do, or mirroring your foot-tapping pattern. These actions are difficult to fake consciously, making them reliable indicators of authentic feelings. Observing this behavior consistently is key. While casual social interactions can involve some degree of mimicry, the consistent, subconscious replication of your actions around someone you care about is a strong sign of genuine affection. Mirroring, combined with blushing, fidgeting, and nervous laughter, paints a clear picture of his emotional state. Ultimately, when a man mirrors you subtly and consistently, it reflects more than politeness. It reveals nervous excitement and authentic emotional investment. This sign is a window into his subconscious desire to connect with you on a deeper level. 12. He gets quiet, awkward when complimented. Compliments can trigger a strong nervous response in someone who has real feelings. When a man is genuinely interested, praise or acknowledgement from you may make him self-conscious. He may become quiet, fumble his words, or respond awkwardly. This reaction is rooted in vulnerability. He wants to impress you, and compliments highlight his emotional attachment, making him temporarily unsure of how to react. You may notice him shifting in his seat, looking away, or nervously laughing after you praise him. He may underplay the compliment, brushing it off with modesty or humor. This awkwardness is not a lack of confidence. It's an indicator that your opinion matters deeply to him. The nervousness amplifies because he fears he might disappoint you or not live up to the expectations your words suggest. This behavior often accompanies other subtle signs, like fidgeting or blushing. Together, these signs indicate that he is emotionally invested and that his nervousness is tied to genuine affection. Men who are not emotionally attached rarely display this combination of reactions to compliments. Pay attention to how he reacts over time. If he consistently shows awkwardness, quietness, or nervous gestures when praised, it's a clear indicator of real feelings. Compliments, in this context, act as emotional triggers that expose the depth of his attachment and nervous excitement. 13. He overthinks simple conversations with you. A man with real feelings tends to overanalyze even casual conversations. He may replay interactions in his mind, dissect your tone, or think about the right way to respond. This overthinking is a direct result of nervousness caused by emotional investment. He wants to ensure that he communicates correctly, avoids mistakes, and leaves a positive impression. This behavior can manifest as pauses during conversation, careful phrasing, or hesitancy before responding. He may ask clarifying questions or over-explain, revealing that he's thinking multiple steps ahead. His nervous energy is tied to wanting to impress and connect genuinely, making even small interactions feel significant. Overthinking also shows his attentiveness. He notices details, remembers what you said, and tries to integrate that into future conversations. This isn't obsessive. It's a sign of deep care and emotional engagement. The combination of overthinking, blushing, and fidgeting creates a clear picture of someone who is nervously navigating their genuine feelings. 14. He tries too hard to impress you. When a man has real feelings, he may go out of his way to impress you, often exceeding what seems necessary. This effort is fueled by nervousness and a desire to be seen positively. He might talk about achievements, demonstrate skills, or show off knowledge, not out of arrogance, but out of hope that you will notice and appreciate his worth. This behavior can be subtle or obvious. Perhaps he dresses neatly, remembers your favorite topics, or shares stories that highlight his abilities. The nervous energy is apparent in how he sometimes overdoes it, hesitates before showing something, or seeks your reaction to gauge success. The effort signals emotional investment and the desire for approval, which are hallmarks of genuine affection. It's important to differentiate between authentic effort and performative behavior. A man who is truly invested will combine attempts to impress with attentiveness, nervous gestures, and genuine concern for your comfort or enjoyment. His actions are consistent and emotionally driven, not self-centered. 15. He shows small acts of care that speak volumes. Actions often speak louder than words, especially when a man is nervous about expressing his feelings verbally. He may perform small, thoughtful gestures, remembering your preferences, helping with little tasks, or offering support in subtle ways. These acts are meaningful because they are not just casual kindness. They are driven by emotional investment. The nervousness is visible in how he approaches these gestures. He might hesitate, blush when you notice, or downplay his effort, fearing it's too much. Yet, the consistency and thought behind these actions reveal genuine feelings. He cares deeply and wants to demonstrate it without risking direct verbal confession. Small acts of care, like checking if you're comfortable, remembering details from previous conversations, or giving quiet compliments, communicate his affection clearly. Combined with previous signs like nervous laughter, blushing, and attentiveness, these gestures confirm that his feelings are authentic and profound.